that a spouse will automatically assume that they can just, well, we're spouses, so I'm going to take your cell phone.
Right.
And I'm going to go look through it,
right.
even though I had to guess your passcode or I had to put it up against your face. Doesn't matter if you paid for
That's
it.
a crime.
That's a crime in several ways.
Right.
And also it's state and federal.
Right.
And it also has civil penalties per violation.
Right.
So like every email you accessed and then forwarded to yourself.
Yes.
$10,000 per violation.
Right. Welcome back, guys, to Cases of Cocktails. This is episode 37, and today I'm joined again with my beautiful wife, Janice. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing fantastic. We have Jillian French in the house. How you doing?
Doing good.
In the house. Is that a 90s thing?
I think
It
so.
is.
Aged
Arsenio
yourself a
Hall?
little bit.
No? Maybe?
Listen, it's okay to accept our ages.
That's
right?
fine. I'm old. Anyways, I'm old. Y'all probably knew that already.
The gray beard, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, the grays, right? That's what kids do.
It's okay. I cover mine. It's
That's
fine.
what kids do. I saw a picture the other day, by the way, of myself about 6 years ago.
Yep.
It was not as gray. Not as gray.
What was 6 years ago?
6 years. All right,
I have
6
died
years.
for that.
That's part of it, though. It's part of it. You get older every day. Apparently, every day you get older.
So they say.
You can't stop that, can you? We're going to talk a little bit
Try
today,
hard as
guys.
hell.
Do what?
I'll try hard as hell. I can't. It sounds like a challenge, but whatever.
That's fair. We're going to talk a little bit today, guys, about social media, your digital footprint, how that affects you in divorces, and really a statement that was recently made by a certain CEO regarding ChatGPT. So did y'all see that? Did y'all see Sam Altman, the CEO OpenAI, came out and said, kind of gave a warning is what it was, that everything that you type into ChatGPT could be turned over under a subpoena. And basically started to warn users about what's in there, what you're asking ChatGPT for, and that sort of stuff. And I thought it was interesting. I really did. First of all, y'all see that? Yeah, y'all saw that. So I thought it was interesting. I don't know about y'all. I have clients who put a lot of stuff in ChatGPT. I'm not even talking about the sexy stuff. What I was thinking about immediately was how many of my clients go in. They take the conversation that we had on the phone or in an email, and then they put our entire trial strategy into ChatGPT, and they turn around
For
and send
a summary or an outline,
and then send it back to me and tell me all the reasons I'm wrong, or whatever they want to do. You know, why can't we do X, Y, and Z because ChatGPT said it? Interestingly enough, at that point, though, it's not attorney-client privilege anymore. So now it's just wide open, right? So hypothetically, someone could ask for that in discovery, I guess.
I think that's interesting to think about it in the context of, is it still attorney-client privilege? Because when we think about breaking attorney-client privilege, that's when it's shared with another person.
Yeah.
So then are we now defining ChatGPT as the robot person that it is? Or, are we disclosing it?
Yeah.
Or is it just like writing, or is it their own work product? They're writing notes.
Well, so it's interesting. Are they writing notes, right?
Yeah.
Is that their own work product? But then there's got to be a limit to that, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Is it, how do I kill my husband? Right? Right? Is probably not work product, right? It's definitely not attorney-client privilege, right?
Yeah.
So, but at some point, I agree with you. Like, is it an entity? Is it because it's on a server and someone else may have access to it, right?
Right.
I don't, I'm not going to, I'm going to say
you
that,
screwed up already.
what?
We didn't do our drinks.
Oh shit! I did. I got right into
Did
it.
you
I got
start
excited.
drinking it? It's like half
I did.
gone
I got
now?
excited. I started drinking, doing the things. It's fine. We have a special drink setup today, by the way.
Yes, because Jillian always has to have her own special thing.
Yes. And so today we have a couple cocktails.
We did the tamarind tequila soda. It's with tamarind, jarritos, lime juice, and G4 tequila.
This is fantastic, by the way.
Is it good? I haven't tried it because we didn't talk about it yet.
That's fair. And then Jillian is drinking a spotted cow. Straight from Wisconsin, by the way, boys and girls.
For those people that are allergic to tequila, here's your other option.
Cheers.
All right, cheers. Fantastic.
Oh, God. Okay.
So do you think it does then pierce the veil of attorney-client privilege if you put your strategy for a hearing into ChatGPT?
So here's how I'm thinking about this. When Alexa first came out and Google Home and all that, the things that you talk to, it was, okay, is it recording me all the time? Is it recording me some of the time? And what context can this be subpoenaed if it does store the information? Because I think what they ultimately found out was that in civil suits, you really can't do it. But if someone's like murdering someone, then maybe you can, or maybe you can't because it's Fifth Amendment privilege. Like, of course, we're talking about civil context, right? And then very quickly, Alexa was like, "We're not storing stuff." So I anticipate that if people start trying to subpoena ChatGPT for records, they're very quickly going to be like, "Well, we don't really store it. It's just used for training, and then we just don't really remember where it came from that trained that particular answer out and whatever." But I do think it's really interesting too because some people use it as therapy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's a therapeutic thing. So
they talk to it.
I didn't know about this that people do that, or that you can tell ChatGPT to go look at certain things. Like you could tell it to go look at our website or look at our social media, or if it's for personal therapy, look at all of your own social media. So you give it access to all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. It's kind of scary. So like
I had no idea.
I personally don't use it for all those things. One of my friends uses it a lot and tells it a lot about herself and then gets all these like, analyze this or analyze like what my issues are in relationships or analyze, whatever.
Oh, wow.
And it gives her this like great feedback because she tells it so much and she's like, you should ask your ChatGPT to do that. And so I asked it and it says, I need to know more about you. I don't have any information.
What's your name?
Yeah, exactly. Like all it had was like, you're a lawyer and you're a single woman. And that was it. That was all it had.
Can you have it go analyze someone else's social media and stuff that they have on the internet and tell it to analyze that person?
So you can actually just take screenshots and just upload all the screenshots and say, analyze this, period. Analyze this for this purpose. Analyze it and tell me if this exists or is present. And it will do it. And maybe right or wrong, it will give you an answer.
That's crazy.
What I think for me is, no one, by the way, no one thinks about this while they're not going through a divorce or a custody case, right? Most of the time, they do like your friend, right? They're like, I'm trying to better myself. And I can see it a lot of times in the divorce context, hey, my wife and I had this fight, or my husband and I had this fight. Give them the details and do the things and how I'm going to, what are you going to work on, this sort of stuff. And if you start to see this, what you're doing is you're creating a data point for every argument or issue that came up, which is a treasure trove for what we do. But, my point of that is you just need to understand that when you're doing it there, it's preserving it. It's one thing when husband and wife or husband and husband, wife and wife, whatever, they get up on the stand and they say, he did this or she did that. And they say, no, well, he did this or she did that. And it's just as back and forth. There's no data. There's no actual truth because, no one recorded the argument for the most part, right? This sort of thing. Here, you're kind of creating this historical sort of timeline of everything that's happened.
And if at the time you're truly trying to use it to better yourself or better your relationship, then you're hypothetically being extremely vulnerable and honest. To a fault, which will likely come back and bite you in the ass.
It's like going to marriage counseling and going, I'm working on this, so I'm going to stand here and say, I did this, this, and this, and I'm going to work on this, this, and this. And the first thing in court, you say, well, that person went to marriage counseling. He said he had to do all these things. It's all his fault. So that's sort of what, ChatGPT is.
Well, and the other part of that, too, is just kind of the digital footprint as a whole. Right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of us, there's a lot of pressure if you have social media is you want it to be perfect. You want your world and your life to look perfect. And you could have a terribly abusive spouse at home, but you're posting this wonderful Mother's Day or Father's Day post of like, oh my God, like how wonderful they are. We're so happy. And guess what? That's going to come back later.
In defense of the abuse, right?
Right. Yeah, and 100%. So I'm not saying like, don't do that, but I'm just saying, think about things. Or when you're posting negativity, I see this a lot where people will say, well, I shared this post or I liked this post that has something extremely negative about women or men or whoever the other side is.
Right.
But I didn't name them. It's not about them. Oh, okay.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah,
Sure. We can't context clue that at all.
Right. Like, or
ChatGPT figured it out. We can figure it out.
Let me run it through ChatGPT and see what it says that this means. And so it's one of those things where it's like you have to be careful. You have to think about that stuff. And I know in the moment it might feel good. And there's all these people that are like, oh my gosh, I'm with you, and what a terrible person and all that. But you also have to think about it from, particularly if you have older kids.
Yeah.
If you have teenagers,
they'll see it.
They're going to see it, or their friends' parents are going to see it and talk to their friends about it, and then they overhear that conversation. And so not only is it going to get brought up in court, and one of the things I tell my clients all the time, quit making exhibits for the other side.
Right. Yes.
Because that's all you're doing. You're putting it in writing. You're putting it out in the universe. And so that's something else to think about too, of just maybe write yourself a letter and then put it in the shredder or the fireplace.
Not a shredder, because I've had that case, right? Where they take all the bags of shred and
need
tape it back
the
together.
crisscross shredder.
So I'll say this, and I hate to be and I started this with me being old, which is probably a good topic for this, because it's really what it's going to, you're going to come back to the space of, it was so much easier back in the day. It was so much, better, because, you could screw up, you could do things, you could say things, whatever it is, and it's not being preserved or recorded. It's a lot different. I mean, look, back when I was growing up, we had Polaroids.
Did you?
And so you could only, you could only, there's only so many of those around, and after a while they go away. So where now it's there forever. And like you said, people go online, you try to create an image or whatever it is, you just try to engage it. We've talked about this. I think on the last podcast we talked about, people making comments and that sort of stuff. You go online, you pull someone's comments, and if their comments are just hot sports opinions about X, Y, and Z, you going to court and being like, hey, man, you look like you got some issues here. You know what I mean?
You see it now every time anyone gets in a position of any political anything, or finally gets the sports deal, whatever it is, some dumb stuff that they did 10 or 15 years ago and posted on the internet or someone recorded, pops up just like that.
Or a text message. That's the other thing. It's like, well, I didn't put it online, but I definitely gave her a piece of my mind. I'm like, oh God, what did you say? And then
because she kept that and she shared it with all of her friends, and
they're not with the I mean, it was an exhibit. Right. It was several pages of just
a lot.
It's
a big piece of his
mind.
That
happened to John Gruden, right? John Gruden. You know who John Gruden is?
Should we?
Yeah, former NFL coach, used to be a commentator.
Sports ball.
Do you want me to get the 8-year-old?
Sports ball.
He had emails.
It encompasses so many things.
Yeah, he had emails come back, and it was woo.
What was it?
It wasn't good. And anyway, he just had opinions. They were hot sports opinions too.
Some people like hot sports opinions.
Yeah.
Do you think we're the only ones that don't do the social medias?
No, you know what's interesting? So to be honest,
this is being posted on the social medias. What do you mean?
Personally,
no, personally, I don't have any at all. And in preparation for podcasts and that sort of stuff, Josh will send us links to TikTok or Instagram or whatever.
And Brian just sent messages back. Yeah. Still can't look at this. I don't have this.
I can relate. I don't have the TikTok.
All right.
I have some things, and this is where it becomes the gray hair makes sense,
right,
and I'm covering it. Because I'm just I have some things, I don't have all the things. But again, even for us, I bet that for those of us that have it, I could probably go back, and sometimes I do go back and look at things I posted 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
I couldn't even imagine.
And
oh gosh, thank goodness I didn't do it then.
Oh, so many online debates.
I could see that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I can see that today.
It tracks. Yeah. I prefer my debates to be verbal and in person, so I can see their faces. But
and generally not recorded.
I mean, preferably maybe. I don't know. Yeah. But no, I used to engage in a lot of that, and it was very common in even the early days of social media.
Oh yeah. 100%.
And I always did it for a very righteous purpose.
Oh yeah, because you believe in it, and I think most of the people are doing that because they believe in it. Yeah. They believe in their space, and I think people should have the ability to do that. That discourse is important, blah, 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 all the good stuff. I don't mean that to be derogatory or dismissive.
But don't do it to the extent you make exhibits for the other side.
Well, that's the thing, though. It sort of becomes a thing that you believe in it. That's great. You're going to have to you're going to have to bear that cross. Yeah. When it comes to it, because you went out there and you wanted to stand for something. Mm-hmm. So you're going to have to stand there.
Yep.
And people are going to use that against you. And that's, right or wrong. That's what we're going to do. So
I stand by the things I said.
I'm going to have to go see.
I mean, I don't know. A lot of it was ideologies or being allies to different communities. Yeah. And so that is something that I still stand by today. So
I think 10 years ago I was still a Cowboys fan. So it's fine.
I mean, same.
Same. It's part of it.
It's part of it. But we are not bandwagon fans.
No, we're just
bandwagoners.
We're just in a toxic relationship.
We can't quit now.
We can't, right? No.
See, I know who the Cowboys are. I watch them. They wear blue outfits.
They're outfits.
They're outfits.
Maybe I shouldn't have led with the John Gruden one. Maybe that was a bad choice. No, my audience.
Sports ball in blue outfits. I love it.
Sports ball.
I know some of their names.
I have a house full of boys, and they're constantly talking about it. I'm just like, okay.
I had 4 sisters. My dad wanted one of us, just one,
right,
to know what a football was.
That's fair.
I mean, and he would try to get us to watch it, and it was great nap time. Yeah, it's like the best naps.
I do want to say this though, real fast too. I think it's important. Typically, once you get into a divorce case or child custody case, that's not the time to start deleting things. In fact, we tell clients specifically not to do that. Most of the time,
because the rules say you can't.
The rules say, but most of the time, there's a spoliation notice that's gone out.
Even if there isn't, like the words in the book say we can't.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Attorneys can't tell their clients to do that. It's called spoliation.
So the idea is
don't do it.
Don't do it. I mean, once it exists, it exists. Mm-hmm. The other thing is too, how many times you have a client and they're like, oh no, because the other side's like, they've got a lot of things online, and you're like, okay, client, what's online? Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, nothing. It's 100% clean. Okay. Next question. How long has it been clean?
What did it look like yesterday?
Can you download your history? Well, actually, the history, I think, for a lot of them, if it's deleted, it's gone. But if there were screenshot, let's say, that someone took in the last 3 months.
3 months.
You guys have been fighting for 3 months. Let's just last 3 months. Yeah. What might those screenshots show?
Right. And they're like, oh no, it's nothing, because they entrenched in it, they believe it, they want to believe it.
They don't want us to know.
Right. And then we get the screenshot and we're like, I don't know, buddy. Yeah. This does not look good.
Well, and that's the difference between like ChatGPT and Instagram, right? Like when you delete on Instagram, it's deleted, but ChatGPT stores everything.
So I'm going to be honest, I don't really know. I know that whenever you do certain chats with ChatGPT, you can delete whatever. And like, that's something where if I ever use it to like reword something, I go in and I delete my chat.
But why?
Well, but they also,
I don't want it on there.
Right.
Okay. I was like, should I be doing that too?
Yeah. So I was talking to, I have a mentor. Her name is Shari Kelly. She's a justice on the Court of Appeals. And she was the one that was like, hey, even when you have the paid account, you need to kind of be aware. I think there's been a lot of AI talk with the judiciary. Mm. And so she just kind of gave me one of our mentor meetings. She was like, hey, you should definitely be deleting those. And I was like, oh, okay. And done immediately. Yeah. So, and some of them are just like silly things because, it is like upload a personal conversation, not a client one, where I'm like, am I the asshole here? Right. And sometimes the answer is yes.
Yeah,
and we definitely delete that.
Which is,
because that's wrong.
They got it wrong. This was the one time. So it was that kind of made me go, oh. Yeah. Oh, because I'm like, I have the paid one. Like, it's my account. Nope.
No, I think the ChatGPT, I think it's got a feature now where they do a temporary one, will automatically delete it, right? Yeah. So it doesn't go in there. Then I think you can manually go in and delete it. I'll just say this. You
can also say don't train the AI off of what I put, which is one of the other settings that I had put in there from the beginning. And I thought that covered me.
Right.
And then she was like, no, also delete things.
Delete things.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I want to kind of touch base real fast too. You don't, this is also a thing where you don't automatically get it, right? So as attorneys, or if you're in a child custody case or divorce case, just because you think the other side's using ChatGPT as their therapist and you want it, okay. They don't just like, okay, here, and like they just give it to you, right? I mean, there's formal steps. You go through discovery, you can send a subpoena, you can do these things. But at the end of the day, even if you send a subpoena, even if you send discovery, you may not get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and what you do get or don't get depends, and it's sort of a case-by-case basis. So
the objection there is fishing expedition.
Right.
So they can't just get anything and everything. And when we talk about tech files a lot, or, okay, I want someone to turn over their device and we're going to download the device, you don't get to just get everything that was on that hard drive or on that cell phone. Typically, in the event that the court even approves that, by the way, then there's usually some third-party forensic person that then has to do certain search terms, and then the judge does what's called an in-camera review, which is like a private review. Right. And then they decide what's relevant to the case. And then that's it. That's all that comes in. And there's case law that talks about like that whole process for that. But that's something else to think about too. Like if you are representing yourself pro se and they're like, you have to turn over everything.
Yeah.
Also might be a good time to get an attorney to properly object, but and that kind of makes me think too of spouses. And I think this is something we've talked about before. That a spouse will automatically assume that they can just, well, we're spouses, so I'm going to take your cell phone.
Right.
And I'm going to go look through it, even though I had to guess your passcode or I had to put it up against your face or whatever the access was. That's your spouse's cell phone.
Right.
It doesn't matter if it's community property. It doesn't matter if you gave it to them as a gift. It doesn't matter if you paid for it.
That's a crime.
That's a crime in several ways.
Right.
And also it's state and federal.
Right.
And it also has civil penalties per violation.
Right.
So like every email you accessed and then forwarded to yourself.
Yes.
$10,000 per violation.
Right.
What's real fun is when they then upload it to whatever or send it to their lawyer and then later tell their lawyer how they got it.
Right.
And they're like, don't do that anymore. Right. And we can't use this because I'm not going to jail for you.
Right. So lawyers now in Texas can be held liable for certain electronic crimes, and if they use it in their case. Of course, we have to know about it, right? But so that's a good question for us to be asking too. Is as soon as you see like this is a conversation between your spouse and someone else, how'd you come about it? Are you blind copied on it? Like what happened here? You know?
How did you get that? Right.
Exactly.
So it's an important thing. I think it's with social media all the way across the board, your digital footprint, you got to be careful. Obviously, things are a little bit different from back in the day when they had MySpace.
Man, that top 8, man.
I never had that either.
No?
Oh, that top 8, that was like if you took someone off your top 8.
Hey, it's a deal.
Oh, it was a deal. You had to have a conversation about it.
Why was it 8 though? It was I never had to worry about it. I only had 3. I only had 3 people.
Maybe it was someone's favorite number.
Brian?
You were my top 3.
I didn't have my
all 3.
I know, but I still put you on there. It's weird.
Was it a Polaroid, Brian?
Yes. It was. It was.
Oh, gosh.
That's fair. That's fair. With that being said, are you glad that we don't have social media?
Yes.
Good. Me too. Jillian, though, she's on it. She tells us all the cool things that are going on and keeps us updated with all the...
Someone has to.
Jesus.
All the drama.
Something.
When there's like a famous person getting divorced and we're all talking about it in our Facebook groups.
Oh, no. I think that makes you a nerd. I think that's what that is.
I think we're all nerds.
I know that you don't want to call yourself that, but I'm just going to let you know.
I'm an old nerd. I get it.
You're like the king of nerds.
King?
Yes.
I do like
to make him a crown.
I do like the candy though. It's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. That's episode 37, Cases and Cocktails. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next Friday.